What it do, wrestling fans? Welcome back in season 1, episode 6 of the Tweener Wrestling Podcast. Now, today's episode is not a very oozy episode at all. Today's episode, we're going to be discussing all this Bloodline drama. I'm going to ask y'all the question, did Cody Rhodes come back at the wrong freaking time? And then we also going to be discussing Samimania. Yeah, I said it. Y'all see it. I'm ready for the shirts. Let's get into the episode. Alright, man. So where in the hell do we start today? Let's see. I guess we can start with the Jey Uso post. I'm not sure if it was on Twitter or IG, but Jey Uso post, I'm out with the blood drop. So, and it's kind of crazy because I want to say Jey was the right hand man, like the day one, the real day one. And I believe, if I'm correct, I believe they had to convince Jimmy to be down with the bloodline. But Jey was really the right hand man, main event Jey guy. I want to say it was Jey at first, the first one in, right? Because I think Jimmy is the one that had some issues with the DUIs, and it took him a while to kind of like really get back on the show. But anyway, so Jey tweets, I'm out, after they really just mauled and beat the crap out of Sami and Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble to close the show. Really no mentions on Raw, which was to be expected because they're SmackDown talent. So we're just gonna fast forward to SmackDown, which just passed. The show really kicked off. Roman, Paulie, Jimmy arriving, Kayla Braxton asking them where is Jey. Of course, Roman being our tribal chief and such a badass, he just gives her a look, no comment. Paulie kind of walks off, but before he walks off, I get a giggle out of him saying, I think he said like, thank you for wearing our colors. The ever so beautiful Kayla Braxton was dripping in red and black, so I kind of like that. I got a little giggle out of that. And then later on in the show, there was a backstage scene with the bloodline as well. Roman kind of having a diva moment, asking again, where the hell is Jey? Now, nobody is mentioning Sami at all, which was surprising, but I guess it is what it is. He's asking about Jey, and he's having a meltdown while he's doing it. Really basically saying shit like, well, you can't find him sitting on the couch, and Jimmy was saying that he ain't spoke to Jey since then. Solo just being the silent assassin that he is. And I don't think Paul Heyman was really saying anything either. It was really just a conversation between Jimmy and Roman. And here's my thoughts on that. Well, hold on. Let me say one more thing. Fast forward to the end of the show. Roman sends... Well, hold on. I missed one more thing in between time. So, they get off the couch to go find Jey, right? Solo and Jimmy. Roman stays there with Paulie. Later on in the show, they go back to the same couch. There's another scene where Roman apologizes, basically for acting like a diva. Gets Paulie to hook him up with catering, sushi, all the good shit. Sends Solo and Jimmy back to the bus to enjoy the catering, right? So boom. Okay, now jump back to the end of the show. Roman comes out, and I'm kind of just giving y'all a brief breakdown so I can get into my thoughts on it too. Roman comes out, he addresses the situation. He attempts to say he's gonna talk about Sami, but he preferably shifts all the focus to Cody Rhodes. Bad idea. And I'll tell y'all in a little bit. So he talks about Cody. Basically, Sami comes in dressed in all black, attacks Roman, hits Roman with his own spear as Roman tried to go for like a chair shot. And that was really it. But here's what I want to say about SmackDown, and then I'll give y'all a little bit more after that. One subliminal, it was like subliminal but in your face at the same time. One subliminal thing that I did notice was the fact that merch has already been created. Roman came out with no type of bloodline attire at all, when he has been doing it for the entire time. So Roman comes out with just a solo shirt of him and Paul Heyman. No bloodline at all. That's strike one for me. Sami comes out with a Sami Zayn shirt, no type of bloodline attire. Now that we already knew, but the Roman coming out with the solo shirt with just him and Paul Heyman on it, that I didn't like that at all. Now that makes me feel bad because I love the bloodline. I love Roman as the champion. But the crazy part about it is Roman is so close to 1,000 days as champion. Right now, as of today that I'm recording this, Roman is about like at 889 or 890. So 110 more days and Roman reaches 1,000. Just think about that. If they say that, think about that during his Hall of Fame speech. Just the words coming out your mouth. I have been champion for 1,000 days. 1,000. Roman is so close to 1,000 days. And I don't know what they got to do, but I would really love to see him reach that accomplishment. But I don't think it's going to happen because, of course, Royal Rumble is less than 110 days away. So there's not the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, less than 110 days away. So there's no way he's going to hold it past WrestleMania. So we think. So as far as the Bloodline drama, not the Bloodline drama. Here's what is scaring me about this whole situation. And I'm going to kind of combine my thoughts on the Bloodline drama, Cody Rhodes, and Samimania all in like one episode, like all in one segment. So here's my thoughts on it. And this is what really scares me about this situation. Does anybody remember the Batista Royal Rumble? The creation of Batista. I'm not sure if you guys remember that at all, if you was watching wrestling around that time. But basically, it's almost identical to what's happening with Cody. And that scares the living shit out of me. Because I'm not a Cody fan, but I respect him. I like the guy. He cool. It doesn't bother me one bit if he becomes champion. I'm cool with Cody. But it's scaring me because the crowd is so Samimania. They're so the Daniel Bryan phenomenon, the Kofi mania. The crowd is very, very, very similar to those situations. And this can easily blow up in Triple H's face or Vince McMahon or Tony Khan or whoever is doing the booking. This shit can easily blow up in their face. And the crazy part about it is, last night, no mention of Cody from the crowd. The crowd was chanting Sami the entire time. And Roman was like, you want me to talk about Sami? You want me to know? I'm going to talk about Cody instead. And like, why would you have Roman? I don't know if that was script or Roman just came up with that shit off the top of his head. But why would you say that, Roman? Why would you put more gasoline on the fire of Samimania? You're gonna say Sami's not important. We're gonna talk about Cody. Like, it's very, very Batista-ish, and I remember that so vividly. Like, they had to insert Daniel Bryan into that match because even though Batista won the Royal Rumble, went on to WrestleMania to challenge for the title, the blowback from the Daniel Bryan phenomenon was so huge that they had to insert him into the WrestleMania card because it was so huge. So now I'm thinking, is this going to be the same thing? Are they going to insert Sami Zayn into the WrestleMania card with Cody and Roman? Or are they gonna just split the 2 days? Because I'm sorry, y'all. It's so hard right now. You got Sami and Cody. Everybody, Samimania is happening. Cody came back at the wrong freaking time. And then you have the Rock rumors. So you have to think about this. All three of these people want a piece of Roman at WrestleMania. So which one do you prefer? Is Cody gonna get his match? Is The Rock going to get his match? Is Sami going to get his match? Yes, Sami has a championship match at the Elimination Chamber in Montreal. The only thing I can think of to, I guess, correct this situation is split the titles before WrestleMania. I don't know how you do it. Don't ask me how. I'm not a booker. I try to book for fun, but that I can't book that. That's extremely hard. But the likelihood of that happening is like a fucking 5% chance. So most likely it's going to be a Montreal screw job type of feel in Montreal at the Elimination Chamber. Sami Zayn's hometown. And kind of going back, like Cody, I don't know what, I guess WWE didn't expect it. Cody came back at the wrong freaking time. He shouldn't have came back at the Royal Rumble. Maybe he should have came back the Raw after WrestleMania, which is a WrestleMania feel. It's like a WrestleMania feel event. Like the Raw after Mania, you see surprise comebacks. You see new call-ups from NXT. Like, I think he should have came back the night after WrestleMania. Cody is such a huge star that Cody don't need a Royal Rumble or a Money in the Bank win to challenge for the title. Just like Brock Lesnar don't need it, but Brock Lesnar has been Beast in the Bank and he's won the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar don't need it. Cody Rhodes don't need it. Seth Rollins don't need it. John Cena don't need it. Certain stars don't need to win certain matches just to challenge for the title. Some do, like an Austin Theory. Maybe a Bobby Lashley, even though I feel like I should put more respect on his name. Certain stars do need to win a big match just to make it seem normal for them being in the title picture. I just think Cody came back at the wrong time. I would have had Cody came back the night after WrestleMania or WrestleMania Backlash, which I'm assuming is still going to be an event, or SummerSlam is way too far away. So I would have had Cody came back at one of those events and challenged whoever has the title after WrestleMania. I think shit is really about to get extremely difficult for WWE creative. Like I honestly feel like Samimania is gonna hijack WrestleMania, similar to Kofi Mania and the Daniel Bryan phenomenon. Like they're gonna have to either, like The Rock might have to sit this one out, like seriously, because maybe you can have Cody challenge for the WWE Championship and Sami Zayn challenge for the Universal Championship on night 2. Cause this is crazy. The only way I feel like they can avoid this, and this is gonna suck what I'm about to say, is if at Elimination Chamber the beating Roman gives Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber is so brutal. Like they gotta go all out. Like blood. I know they don't really fuck with the blood. This ain't AEW, but the beating that they're gonna give to Sami Zayn at Elimination Chamber has to be so brutal that they can write him off and have him come back after WrestleMania to kill the Samimania. But because there's no way around it. I'm so afraid, because I mentioned Batista. I'm so afraid that if Cody wins and Sami is like not there or not in the title picture, that they're gonna just boo the fuck out of Cody. And that has happened to Cody in AEW. And I feel it. Y'all can come back to this video. I feel it. That is probably the most likely outcome when Cody wins the title. I feel like the boos might start before, when we start to realize that Sami is not going to be in the title picture. And maybe that's why they're trying to feed it to us at Elimination Chamber, so we can hopefully get the Samimania out of our system. But it's called Samimania, not Sami Chamber. Like I'm afraid. I'm afraid, but all we can do is sit back and watch. And with that being said, today's episode, a very short episode. I just had to get that off my chest. My thoughts on the Bloodline, Cody Rhodes, and Samimania. Stay tuned for episode 7. I got some more special guests tagging along with me as well for the next few episodes. I'm also going to be doing an episode dedicated to AEW only, because I got some people that's requesting that. I'm kind of an AEW guy, a little bit. And I will see you guys later. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at Memphian Plays. It's my personal page. And then also Tweener Podcast is the show's page. If you guys are listening on Apple Podcasts, be sure to scroll down just a little bit for me. Hit that 5-star rating and leave a review. I will be so grateful for that. Do the same thing if you guys are listening on Spotify or whatever you guys are listening on. If you listen on YouTube, go to the comments. Let's get the comment section popping. Let me know what you think is going to happen to the Bloodline in the near future. All right. Until next time, guys, I am out.